Are we live? It looks like we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Pop Culture Asylum. I'm your host, Gabriel. I hope everyone is having a really great day. And AEW Dynamite, what's tonight? And holy shit. Oh my god, what a good show tonight. This was such a good show. There is so much to go over. Of course, we had a lot of great matches. Of course, there were a couple of audio problems, especially during the Ethan Page Lee Johnson match, but we'll get to that once we get to that. And we saw a debut of a new faction led by MJF. I'm going to go into detail in the main event. I'm going to go into detail about everything tonight. For the people that have been watching these reviews, you know how I roll. Let's get this review underway. So, AEW Dynamite was tonight, obviously. The first match tonight was Matt Jackson, one half of the Young Bucks, going against Ray Felix, one half of Death's Triangle. Of course, in case you guys didn't watch AEW Revolution, Pac and Ray Felix are the number one contenders for the AEW Tag Team Championships because they won the Casino Battle Royal. So we don't know when this match is going to happen, but I'm telling you, I am extremely excited for this matchup between the Young Bucks and Death Triangle. Like how can you not be excited for that? It's match of the year caliber right there. I am so hyped for this matchup. I don't know when they're gonna do it, but I will definitely be there to watch. But just one-on-one match tonight between Matt Jackson and Ray Felix. Both men absolutely killed it. Both men absolutely killed it. Like I enjoyed this matchup. Like this was a perfect match to start off AEW tonight. Such amazing match. I don't even know what to like. I don't. There's not much to say other than the fact that this is a great match, and that if you didn't see AEW tonight, go watch this matchup. It's so good. Such a great match. The only thing to note is that SCU Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian was watching this matchup real closely, and apparently SCU is the number one ranked tag team in the AEW tag team division, which is I don't see how. Like we haven't seen Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian since we haven't seen them in TV for a while, but AEW's like ranking system has been busted. I'm not gonna like if there's anything I don't like about AEW, it's the way they handle their ranking system. Like we haven't seen SCU in a while on TV. And then all of a sudden they're number one contenders for the AEW Tag Team Championships. Now, obviously, we're still going to get the Young Bucks versus Death Triangle. We're still definitely going to get this matchup. But the winner of that match will face Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian for the AEW Tag Team Championships. So I thought that was very interesting. But incredible matchup to start the show between Matt Jackson and Ray Felix. So after that, we got a very funny segment with both Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley. So they both make fun of the explosion and like all that jazz. And like some of the jokes they made were actually pretty funny. Like they said that, oh, did Impact Wrestling like make the explosions? Were they in charge of the explosions? Or Jon Moxley said, oh no, it was made by the Acme Corporation. Oh my god, they ripped the end of Revolution a new one, and I thought it was hilarious. And I just like the like both Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston have amazing chemistries at both friends and enemies. Like obviously we already seen them have amazing chemistry as enemies. Now the fact that we get to see their friendship like unfold on AEW television, it's just awesome. Moxie and Kingston have amazing chemistry together. Now, we all know that Moxie and Kingston are real life friends. So just the fact that they're able to like do things together and we're able to do this segment together, it felt very genuine. It really felt very genuine. And I just love this segment. This segment was awesome. So after that, Cody Rhodes was in action as he went one on one against a like a jobber, like Seth something. I don't know who he was, but basically it was a squash match. Like basically the jobber won. Just kidding. Cody Rhodes won the matchup because obviously it was his squash match. But after that, so after the matchup, Pentagon Jr. intros. First of all, AEW has a Spanish announce table. I didn't even know they had a Spanish announce table, but apparently they do. They have a Spanish announce table, and Pentagon Jr. was in that Spanish announce table. But Pentagon Jr. was talking crap about Cody Rhodes. He had I forgot his names like Alex Chavez. I can't pronounce his name. Please forgive me. But he was basically his translator. Pentagon Jr. was talking all this shit to Cody Rhodes. So apparently, Pentagon Jr. is turning heel and making his own statement against Cody Rhodes, talking about all this shit, and basically said to Cody, which draw the line, saying that, man, if the match wouldn't continue and if I would have broke your arm, you wouldn't have the chance to hold your own baby girl. At that point, Cody Rhodes went after them, and both men just started to go to war. So, and it's also been announced that next week, Cody Rhodes will face Cero Miedo, Pentagon Jr. one-on-one next week. So it looks like Pentagon Jr. might go his own way. And here's the thing. I don't mind this match happening as long as Pentagon Jr. wins and goes over. As long as Pentagon Jr. wins and goes over. And like, I know this may be a small thing to ask and it might not happen next week, but remember, for the people that watch Lucha Underground, remember when Pentagon Jr. had that like Pentagon Dark one where he just like broke everyone's arm and just basically went insane? I hope we see this Pentagon Jr. next week. I hope Pentagon Jr. wins, breaks Cody's arm so that way he would take a break. And honestly, I could see AEW doing this. Pentagon Jr. breaking Cody's arm so that way Cody Rhodes can take a break, and because you know Cody Rhodes is going to be a father. So it looks like they might write Cody Rhodes off of television for a little while. So like again, for the people that watch Lucha Underground, if I hope AEW does this and turn Pentagon Jr. into Pentagon Dark and just turn him into an insane lunatic that just breaks people's arms. I would love to see a Pentagon Dark run in AEW. Just imagine Pentagon Jr. not giving a shit about anything. He doesn't give a shit about money. He doesn't give a shit about championships. All he cares about is breaking people's arms. Okay? That was one of the reasons I love Pentagon Jr. in the first place. It was because of that Lucha Underground run when he just went fully insane and just breaking people's arms for just for the hell of it. And I really, really hope we get to see a Pentagon Dark run in AEW starting next week. But yeah, I am really excited for this matchup next week between Cody Rhodes and Cero Miedo, Pentagon Jr. So after that, probably the only negative of the night. So, like, you know, I am not a fan of this rivalry between Miro and Kip Sabian versus Chucky T and Orange Cassidy. Like, they need to end this rivalry. And I thought Revolution was going to be it. But no, they want to do one more match. One more match. Well, AEW, this better be the final matchup. between these two teams. This better be the final matchup because this rivalry, I hate it too much. Like first, I didn't mind it, but it got in so annoying. Okay, let this AEW. This better be their final match. This better be their final match, so that way best friends can move on from this horrible rivalry, and that Miro can finally have his singles run and to like stay away from Kip Sabian. Okay? But please, end end this rivalry as soon as possible. That's all I ask, please. That's all I ask. So there's that. Apparently, best friends and Miro and Kip Sabian are having one more match. And again, if you're excited for that, there you go, but I'm not. So after that, Sting gets interviewed once again by Tony Schiavone. Sting comes out, he's celebrating, he's like all happy and stuff like that. All of a sudden, Lance Archer comes out, interrupts Sting, and of course he basically said some generic thing like, I don't need like a ladder match to make a statement here in AEW. And like Sting and Lance Archer literally had a stare down. Yo, I would not mind a Sting versus Lance Archer rivalry. Matter of fact, I think that would be awesome. To be honest, I think that would be sick. But as long as Lance Archer goes over, as long as Lance Archer goes over and defeats Sting, then I am perfectly down for this rivalry. I am totally down for this rivalry as long as Lance Archer goes over and like defeats Sting in this rivalry. That's all I ask. But yeah, it looks like they're doing a Sting and Lance Archer rivalry, which could be very, very interesting. And I'm also very excited about that. So we're gonna get to the awkward portion of this entire show, the audio problems. So Ethan Page, right? Tonight he made his singles debut against Lee Johnson, which by the way was a great match. Incredible matchup by these two men. Both men absolutely killed it. But not many people talked about the match. A lot of people talk about the audio problems that happened in the background. I shit you not. Apparently there is like audio bleeding into the program from like a basketball game. And apparently this was not an AEW problem. This was a TNT problem. Because I don't know. I could be wrong. But I hear some reports online saying that this was like TNT's problem, not AEW's problem. And even if AEW wanted to do something, they couldn't because it's technically TNT's fault. But again, I don't know. But yeah, both men put up an incredible matchup. But all I can tell you is somebody's going to get fired from the audio department because my God, First Revolution, now tonight, someone's gonna get fired from the audio department. I could just think about it right now. But despite the audio problems, both Ethan Page and Lee Johnson put up a great match. Really great match. I enjoyed it. Ethan Page picks up the victory over Lee Johnson. And again, great match. After that, Ethan Page attacked Lee Johnson. And Dustin Rhodes came for the save. Ethan Page, like, he ran away. And then like Dustin Rhodes also wanted to talk to QT Marshall about what happened at Revolution. Because in case you haven't watched Revolution, basically during the Casino Battle Royal, QT Marshall basically betrayed Dustin Rhodes and cost the Natural Nightmares the Casino Battle Royal. So Dustin Rhodes tried to like save Lee Johnson, but also have a conversation with QT Marshall at the same time. But QT Marshall just walks away in the crowd, annoying Dustin Rhodes. So yeah, again, I already said what I need to be said about this. But I'll say it again just in case. Like, again, this rivalry is out of nowhere. Don't get me wrong. It's kind of interesting what they're doing with Dustin Rhodes and QT Marshall. But again, this is happening so abruptly because we haven't seen any build up to the Natural Nightmare being like broken and like split up. So again, I don't mind this rivalry. This rivalry is kind of interesting, but I just wish there was some build up. And AEW, TNT, you got to fix your freaking audio, man. You guys really, really got to fix your audio. Okay? Just saying. So after that, Adam Page is celebrating and he bought a lawnmower with Matt Hardy's money. Oh, again, if you guys didn't watch Revolution, basically it was a big money match between Hangman Adam Page and Matt Hardy. And the winner would get the person's income for that month for AEW. Hangman Page won last Sunday against Matt Hardy. So Adam Page basically got Matt Hardy's paycheck. So, and he spent it on a freaking lawnmower and he's celebrating with the Dark Order. I really, really liked I really like this pairing between Adam Page and the Dark Order. I feel like AEW could have a lot of fun with this group. I feel like they're gonna have a lot of fun with this group. And wait a minute, I just realized something. So I don't know if I said the winner of Matt Jackson versus Ray Felix. So I'm just gonna say real quick, Ray Felix picked up the victory over Matt Jackson. So again, I just remember that I didn't say the result of that match. But again, if you guys haven't seen that matchup, go do so. It's such a great match. But Ray Felix picks up the victory over Matt Jackson. Now to our regularly scheduled program. So, Christian Cage was supposed to be interviewed tonight, but Kenny Omega interrupted. And of course, Kenny Omega comes out, Don Callis comes out, and the Good Brothers, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson come out. Now, before I continue talking about this, the one small thing that I don't like is that Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega are not wearing like any like bandages or any scars from the exploding barbed wire death match because like they went through hell. Both men were busted open and hurt and everything. You would think that Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley would wear like bandages and like tape on their ribs and stuff like that. But no, like both men were absolutely fine, which I'm not a fan of. Which I'm not a fan of. Because again, both men went through hell last Sunday during an exploding barbed wire death match. Okay, just by the sound of that really takes its toll on a man. And you mean to tell me that Kenny and Moxley didn't have any bandages, especially on their head or any bandages on their ribs or something? Like I was not a fan of that. Again, it's a small thing, but again, I'm not a fan of them. But other than that, let's continue with the segment. So Kenny Omega, Don Callis put up an amazing promo and saying that, and they played this very well, saying that oh like oh, we're glad that you guys didn't get what you want. Okay, yeah, we wanted them to blow up. Apparently, it wasn't planned. But you know what? We humiliated you. We embarrassed you. And that satisfies us. So, again, a very simple and a very basic explanation for that botch for last Sunday's AEW Revolution. But hey, it works. It makes sense, technically. It makes sense. So, yeah. So there's that. Eddie Kingston comes out, and basically Kenny Omega, Don Callis, and the Good Brothers just talking crap, just embarrassing Eddie Kingston, like making fun of him for like like basically making fun of him for his actions at Revolution last Sunday. So Kenny Omega got way too cocky. Wants Eddie Kingston to throw the first punch. Eddie Kingston does, knocking him down. The Good Brothers attack Eddie Kingston, but Jon Moxley came for the save, and it just turned into an all-out war. Like Moxley, Kingston, the Good Brothers just fight and fighting and fighting, and they basically fought all the way to the backstage area. But then all of a sudden, Christian comes out. Christian Cage, my boy. Christian, alas, you're on your own. Sorry, I just had to do that. But Christian comes out, comes face to face with Kenny Omega, doesn't say a word, and try to do a kill switch to Kenny Omega. But of course, Don Callis came for the save, pulled Kenny Omega out to the ring, and Christian picks up Kenny Omega's AEW World Championship. So it looks like AEW is setting up a Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage rivalry right off the bat. So, yeah, like, again, some people are coming to conclusions saying, like, oh, Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage, oh, that's going to be terrible. What do you mean? Like, I think this is going to be a great rivalry between Kenny Omega and Christian Cage. As long as AEW doesn't put the championship on Christian, I'm okay with this rivalry. I'm satisfied with this rivalry. Okay? Both men are absolutely going to kill it. Okay? And it looks like this matchup is way too big for a special. I think that this matchup is going to happen for AEW double or nothing. Okay, they're probably going to do a Kenny Omega versus Christian match at AEW double or nothing. Which, by the way, I called it. Okay, I knew that that they were going to do like a Kenny Omega Christian Cage type rivalry for double or, well, they haven't really announced it for double or nothing, but I basically made that prediction during my AEW Revolution review, which if you guys have not watched yet, it is already on my channel. So if you guys want to watch my review for AEW Revolution, make sure you watch it after this video if you want. But yeah, it looks like they're setting up Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage, which again, I am completely fine with it. A matter of fact, I'm really excited for this rivalry. As long as Kenny Omega doesn't lose the championship to Christian. As long as Christian doesn't win the championship, as long as he doesn't win the title, then I am perfectly fine with this rivalry. I am perfectly fine with it. So after that amazing segment, we get a 6-woman tag team match as the AEW Women's Champion Hikaru Shida teaming up with Thunder Rosa and Ryo Mizunami, I think that's how you say her name, against Britt Baker, Nyla Rose, and Maki Ito. And oh my god, I love Maki Ito. Maki Ito as a character is freaking amazing. So all the ladies that were in the ring, Maki Ito comes out, and all the ladies just start brawling. Like, they all beat the crap out of each other. But while this was happening, Maki Ito was doing like a mini concert. Like, she didn't even care that there was a brawl happening. Okay, she just did a freaking concert. And like, oh, that was awesome. I thought that was really awesome. But this was a regular 6-woman tag team match, and I thought this was a really good match. Like, it was slow from time to time, but overall, I thought it was a really good match. And again, Maki Ito is like Maki Ito again as a character is freaking amazing. But she does need to polish her wrestling ability just a little bit. Like, I'm not saying she's bad in the ring, but like, she just needs to polish her wrestling ability a little bit more. Because, like, even though she's not bad in the ring, Like some of her moves are a little bit slow, but good thing that she's 25 years old. And there's just a lot, like there's a lot that Maki Ito could accomplish in her professional wrestling career. Okay, but like hopefully Maki Ito can get hopefully she can polish her wrestling ability and hopefully I can see some improvement in her in her in her wrestling ability during this year. I'm sorry, I can barely speak tonight. My goodness. But you know what I'm saying? I hope like Maki Ito as a character very well polished, very awesome, very well polished. But all I ask is for her wrestling ability to just be polished just a little bit. Not saying she's a bad wrestler, but I just want her wrestling to just be polished just a little bit. Okay, once her wrestling ability is good, then she's the total package. That's that's all I ask. But her as a character is awesome. She is just entertaining to watch. Okay, just all I ask is for her to just polish her wrestling just a little bit. But after that, Thunder Rosa picks up the victory for her team. But after that, Britt Baker and Reba did a little sneak attack on Thunder Rosa. And basically, Britt Baker made her statement to Thunder Rosa. Now, something came out of this, which could be like very, very important for the women of AEW. But I am going to address that later, like just in a little bit in this review. But again, very good six-woman tag team matchup between all six of these ladies. After that, we get a segment with Big Money Matt Hardy, where he's doing like a little like meeting with Private Party, and apparently he hired the Butcher, the Blade, and the Bunny on their payroll. So apparently, the Butcher, the Blade, and the Bunny are now in Matt Hardy's payroll. First of all, why? Okay, this is very abrupt and out of nowhere. Like, I don't mind like the Butcher, the Blade, and the Bunny like being with Matt Hardy's group, but like, what's wrong with just the Butcher, the Blade, and the Bunny doing their own thing? What's wrong with doing with like those three doing their own thing? Why do they always have to join like someone like an Eddie Kingston or a Matt Hardy? Let them do their own thing. Okay, I just don't get it. Like the Butcher, the Blade, and the Bunny are a great tag team. They're an incredible tag team. But again, they're not being pushed to their full potential because like again, they're not doing their own thing. There always have to be like bodyguards for like an Eddie Kingston or a Matt Hardy. Let the Butcher and the Blade do their own thing. Okay, putting the Butcher, the Blade, and the Bunny with Matt Hardy is a big mistake in my opinion. I don't know why they put it with Matt Hardy. Again, it's unnecessary. It's out of nowhere, and the Butcher and the Blade doesn't really benefit from this. Probably some more TV time, but again, the Butcher and the Blade are too good to not be on TV in the first place. Okay, just let them do their own thing. They don't need a leader in Matt Hardy or Eddie Kingston. The Butcher and the Blade already has a leader in Allie. They already got a hot, spoken manager, a sexy manager in Allie. Okay, they don't need any leadership from Eddie Kingston or Matt Hardy. Okay, but that's just my opinion. So after that segment, we got match of the night, the main event. Scorpio Darby Allin defending the TNT Championship against Scorpio Sky. And if you guys have not watched AEW Dynamite tonight, go out of your way to watch this match. I'm just going to say it. This match is match of the is a match of the year candidate in my books. This is definitely a match of the year candidate in my opinion. This was such a great match. These two men absolutely killed it. They absolutely killed it. Oh my God, what an incredible match. There was literally two portions of the match where Darby Allin did like a top page suicida, but Scorpio Sky did like a fucking cutter on him. A cutter. A freaking cutter from a tope suicide onto the floor. It was the most beautiful thing I ever seen. And like another thing is like Darby Allin did like a freaking coffin drop, but Scorpio's guy reverts into like a freaking power bomb. And like during the first 5 minutes of the matchup, like these two men put up great technical wrestling. Oh my God. So good. So good. Like these are two of the best wrestlers in the world currently right now. And both men absolutely killed it. But Darby Allin picks up the victory over Scorpio Sky, retaining the TNT Championship. Definitely a match of the year candidate. And again, if you guys have not seen AEW Dynamite tonight, go out of your way to do so. This was such a great match. Such a great match. And I loved every second of it. And this is my recommendation to you. If you guys have not watched AEW Dynamite tonight, go out of your way to watch Allin versus Sky. You guys will not be disappointed. But after that, Scorpio Sky actually turned heel. Against Darby Allin. And I shit you not, I called it. I said in my AEW Revolution review that Scorpio Sky would lose to Darby Allin and that Scorpio Sky would retain the I said in my AEW review that Darby Allin would retain the TNT Championship and that after that Scorpio Sky would turn heel and attack Darby Allin. And I literally said that in my AEW Revolution review, and I'm pretty sure I'm the first person in the IWC to literally say that. And it actually came true. I was actually right. I don't think anyone else in the IWC said that Scorpio Sky was going to turn heel tonight in this matchup against Darby Allin. If there was, if there's anyone in the IWC that said that Scorpio Sky was going to turn heel tonight, then my bad. But I haven't seen anyone from YouTube or from Twitter that even mentioned Scorpio Sky turning heel against Darby Allin tonight. But I said it in my AEW review, so that's a W for me, baby. That's a W for me. That's a W for me. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But, yeah. So, I called it. Let's go. Nobody else did. See, you can only get this type of content on this channel. Okay? Like, no, I don't think anyone else in the IWC thought that Scorpio Sky was going to turn heel against Darby Allin tonight, but I did. And if you guys don't believe me, watch my AEW Revolution review. It's already on my channel, but watch it after this review. But again, I predicted it before everyone else, so that's a W on my book. Well, possibly. I don't know who else said it. And again, if somebody else said it, feel free to put that person's name in the comments section because like again, I could be wrong. Somebody else might just predict. Maybe somebody else predicted Scorpio Sky turning heel tonight, and maybe I don't know about it. So if somebody else said that Scorpio Sky was going to turn heel tonight before me, then type in the comments section because I don't want to ruin. I don't want to like take someone's like glory away from him. Because I'm not that kind of guy. But like from what it's worth, I think I'm the only person in the IWC that called Scorpio Sky turning heel tonight against Darby Allin. So I possibly got a W. Let's go. Let's go. So, but again, if somebody else said that prediction before me, put that in the, if you know that person, put that person in the comment section, because again, I don't want to take the glory away from that person, but again, I don't know. I don't know who else made this prediction, but I did. So that's a W for me. Possibly. That's a W for me until someone finds some evidence of someone saying that Scorpio Sky was going to turn heel tonight. So enough of me rambling about that. I don't really care about W's. But now we get the matches for next week, because next week we got a special episode of AEW Dynamite, because apparently next week is St. Patrick's Day. Next Wednesday is St. Patrick's Day. So it looks like we're going to have a St. Patrick's Day edition of AEW Dynamite. And here are the matches announced. Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston going against the Good Brothers. Cody Rhodes going against Seattle Miedo Pentagon Jr. And Jay Carthill being in action. And an 8-man tag team match, which I'm not a fan of. Bear Crabtree and Jurassic Express going against Matt Hardy's group, a Private Party, himself, and the Butcher and the Blade. So there's that. And again, the big announcement for the women of AEW. Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa are going to have a lights out match. They're going to have a lights out match, no disqualification match next week. And guess what? Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa are main eventing the show. They are main eventing the show for the first time in AEW history. The women are main eventing AEW Dynamite. This is big for the women's division for AEW. This is big. This is very, very big. And I don't see any other ladies that can fill that role for the main event. Okay? Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa have been doing great work for the last couple of weeks with their rivalry. And the fact that they're ending this rivalry in a no disqualification lights out match, and they're doing it in the main event, this is big for the women's division here in AEW. This is big. Like, we're gradually going in the right direction for the women's division. The fact that the women are even main eventing an AEW show next week, it's just amazing, which is exciting. And again, we're not going at a fast pace. We're not there yet, but we're slowly, gradually going in the right direction for the women here in AEW. And I cannot wait for this no disqualification lights out match between Baker and Rosa next week in the main event. They're absolutely going to kill it. I can't wait. So after that, we get the final segment of the night, the Inner Circle War Council. So the Inner Circle is all in the ring, but then all of a sudden, Sammy Guevara comes out. And he wants to show Chris Jericho something. So they all look at the Titantron, and it's them filming Sammy Guevara he sneaked his way into the Inner Circle locker room, put a secret camera in the locker room, and it shows MJF talking to Jake Hager, Santana, and Ortiz. And for a second, I thought that Jericho and Sammy Guevara were screwed, because for a second, Jake Hager, Santana, and Ortiz looked like that MJF was going to be on. That Hager, Santana, and Ortiz were going to be on MJF's side. So it looked like they were going to attack Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. But then all of a sudden, all of the members of the Inner Circle turned face. Jericho, Guevara, Santana, Ortiz, and Hager all turned baby faces and were about to attack MJF. All of a sudden, lights go out. And before the lights went out, MJF saying, "I'm too busy making my own faction." The lights go out, comes back on, and right behind the Inner Circle is the Four horsemen. Well, the new four horsemen. Shawn Spears, Warlow, and FTR. Holy shit. And they destroyed the inner circle. They destroyed every single member, especially Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho's a bloody mess. And after that, they literally throw Chris Jericho off the stage right into tables. And literally, MJF's new faction is with Warlow, FTR, and Shawn Spears. Holy shit. Oh my god. I did not see that coming. Like I literally thought Cody Rhodes was going to be like the leader of the Four Horsemen, but no, MJF is the leader of the Four Horsemen, and yo, they made a statement tonight. They made a massive, massive statement against the inner circle. Awesome, awesome stuff. So, and the new, like, they made a massive statement. The new faction looks great. MJF, FTR, Shawn Spears, Warlow, they all looked amazing. Like, my God, what a way to end AEW Dynamite tonight. What a way to end it. And here's what I think. Like, okay, so hear me out. So remember back in early of 2020, we were supposed to have a blood and guts war game style matchup between the elite and the inner circle. Well, all these years later, well, technically a year later, hear me out. Double or nothing. I think AEW is, I think we're finally going to see that blood and guts war game style matchup between the inner circle and MJF's new faction. Because again, it makes sense. It makes sense. And again, it makes Double or Nothing a really big show. Like, but then again, that's just speculation on my end. But and I'm probably not going to be the only one who makes this prediction. So I'm not going to take the W for this, but I think we might finally see a blood and guts war game style matchup between the inner circle and MJF's new faction. But my God, what a crescendo! And I'm excited for this rivalry between MJF's new faction and the inner circle. I'm definitely excited. And whew, let me tell you, AEW Dynamite was a great show tonight. Incredible show. It really sets up things for the next couple weeks, all the way up to Double or Nothing. And whew, my God, this was a great show tonight. This, after a very, like, I won't say a bad show for AEW Revolution, but like a very underwhelming after a very underwhelming AEW Revolution last Sunday, AEW Dynamite had to deliver tonight, and they definitely did. So bravo AEW. AEW Dynamite tonight was a really great show tonight, and I enjoyed every single second of it. But that's just me. That's my entire review for AEW Dynamite. And I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. Did you guys like tonight's show? Did you guys not like tonight's show? Was there something you like? Was there something you hate? I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. But all I ask in the comment section, my only rule in this channel is to not be assholes in the comment section. Okay? You can have debates. A matter of fact, if you guys love to do debates in the comments section, I don't mind it. I love debates. Well, most of the time. Most of the time I love debates. Except for the political ones, but we're not going to get to that. But again, if you guys want to do debates, if you guys have like a different opinion than the majority, then say it. Okay? I don't believe in the status quo here. Usually, I say fuck the status quo. Okay? Not a fan of the status quo. So, again, if you don't agree with the majority, then say your opinion. Okay? Speak out in the comment section. But all I ask, my one rule in this channel is to not be asshole in the comment section. Okay, but other than that, say what you want to say. But again, thank you so much for watching. It's much appreciated. And if you guys like the content that I make sure you leave a like. If you guys like this video, make sure you leave a like. And if you like the content that I make sure you subscribe and leave the notification bell so that way you don't miss any of my videos. And until next time, this is your boy Gabriel, and I'll see you next time in the asylum. Good night, everyone.